Now, going back to this relationship, when a person has a bad experience, especially if it lasted for a long time, it's natural that when you go over, even if you heal certain areas, guess what? It takes a deeper connection to let you see what is really unhealed, right? You may fix different parts of your personality that is broken, but then some other parts is not going to be awakened because it takes a specific thing to bring it to light. Intimacy. It takes intimacy to awaken dormant parts of your personality. So guess what? You're in a relationship, but it's not so intimate. You're not so deeply connected. You are not so open with that person because guess what? You still have your walls. And you know what these walls do? The walls don't separate you from other men. The walls separate you from yourself. So guess what? Because you're emotionally disconnected from yourself, this is the reason why you can be with any type of man. Moral standards is no longer into the equation. Moral standards and principles, these are no longer in the equation. So this is what it separates you from. It separates you from your moral standards and principles because these maintain the state of your being, the essence of what you are. Once you're disconnected from this, guess what? Now you can be with any man. You can just go and lie with a man and don't feel any form of connection. Because you are what? You now become emotionally numb. You are numb. This is the reason why you can get up every day, busy with the kids, bring them to school, then go to work, busy with work, go through all the stresses, and then you come back home. You sit in the car for a few, probably 30 minutes, 1 hour before you can get in the house. And then you get in the house, you do back to the same routine. You're cleaning, you're taking care of the kids, preparing them the dinner, preparing them for bed, and you go through that routine over and over without having to change anything. That is what numbness feels like. You're disconnected from everything. You lost pleasure in things that you used to find pleasurable. Could even be a simple meal. This was once your favorite meal, now you have no taste for it. You like to hang out at this place, you like to go to the beach on a quiet Sunday evening. You don't have any connection to that anymore. You like to go sit by the garden, just inhaling the scent of the flowers, observing the beauty. You don't have any interest in that anymore. You don't even have interest in the people you used to be interested in at one point. You don't maintain close relationship with your families, your friends, or whoever used to be close to you anymore. And because all of your standards has been gone out the door, you know what happens now? Now you're comfortable talking to any man. And guess what? Talking to those type of men feeds this part of you. It feeds the ego, meaning that you can now usurp all the authority that you want because you know that this man cannot meet your realistic needs, not the fairy tale ones that no man can reach. The real needs that you need in your life, right? These men cannot meet it. So it gives you a form of power to talk down to these men. Oh, you're not doing this, you're not pointing out all these flaws. It feeds that false sense of yourself. To know that, oh, these men are nothing, they cannot, so I'm just but yet you have that person there in your life forever so long. You won't change anything. Because what? Because of your low standards. Everything boils back down to what? Your urgent desire for sex. This is why you can talk to a man for 2 months and then you just say bye bye if it comes to you. You meet a person today, you have sex tomorrow, and then you just don't answer his messages or calls anymore. And this type of behavior is very convenient for the independent woman. But you know when the struggle starts for an independent woman? When you find a righteous man that you cannot complain about. Because now what? Everything that you used to talk down to and those men, so you could appear perfect. When you now find a man that you cannot complain about, oh, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, what are you going to do? Now all the light is on you. You are in the spotlight. And then guess what? Now it requires you to change. So it's easier for you to leave this man and go back to what you're familiar with, which is what we talk about, saved in the memory. That's the type of relationship your brain is accustomed to. Not that your higher self do not want a proper intimate relationship, but this is struggling with this. It's struggling with what you're familiar with. It's just like the children of Israel when they were with Moses, when they were leaving Egypt. They were familiar with the gods of Egypt. They were familiar with the food in Egypt. They were familiar with everything that was there. It was saved in their memory. When they're going on a new journey, guess what? You are now creating a new reality. You're creating a new change. But the darkness will want to pull you back into that darkness. And this is why they cried unto Moses and said, hey, we told you to leave us in Egypt. Why you want to bring us out in the wilderness to die? That is that fear. So the fear, just as they had the fear of being intimate with Yahweh, it's the same way now a lot of us, we have a fear of being intimate with a righteous partner. This is the one thing that the emotional numbness cannot stand, intimacy, because it's going to awaken every dormant parts of the personality that was hidden in the dark unconscious of that individual. And because of that, doesn't matter how much this righteous person, whenever he or she tries to love this other person who is going through this numbness, everything feels like an attack. They will even get physical. They will even fight back because that's how painful it feels. You know why? Because for so many years, this pain was hidden in the dark. They didn't have to pay attention to it. Just work to home, the children, work to home, the children, work to home, the children. And you're stuck in that routine. You never slow down for a moment to see what is really wrong. What are you really running from? Why, when even you have a day off from work or time off from, you want to go to work because you don't want to face all of these things that's going to keep showing up. Everything that your unconscious is going to push into the conscious, you don't want them to come to light. You don't want to see that those thoughts are there. So you do anything to distract you from it. Drinking, smoking, partying, shopping, everything else. Because what you're really doing is for the emotion. You don't go to party every weekend because you want to go to party. You go because there's an emotion that comes with it. You don't be drinking away yourself just because you want to drink. You're doing it because there's an emotion that is attached to it. It's the same thing with smoking.